But what you go through in behind a commercial kitchen is, as in you enjoy it, it's also a great high, but it's also like you're surviving in a trench, you know. So there's that whole adrenaline is there, the whole thing of doing something creative is there, but you're pretty much surviving in a trench. Manpower issues, handling people. We come from diverse backgrounds. It's a people's industry because people are cooking for you. Chefs are actually cooking, right? It's hands-on. So if you can't manage those, which means people in the kitchen, people who are supplying, people who are cleaning, people who are dishing. So at every level you're managing people. So that makes it very challenging. So I had done good 20 odd years of commercial cooking.
Right.
I was very happy not to do it again. Also, I was constantly doing for these top brands of the country. So obviously your expectation means you're always playing World Cup finals. You know, it's like that. You're never playing league. I did that for the longest time. It was also getting tiring mentally and to some extent physically. I also kept thinking that if I'm playing at this level for this so many years, why not I make my own team and you know, because I've always been playing for somebody else's team.
Yeah.
That's when I started thinking that what could I do which is something that tells my story, because at the end of the day I'm not Italian, I'm not born in Spain. I can cook fantastic Japanese food, but those are not really my story. Those will always be an extension of my passion. I remember of an evening that my dad was talking in West Bengal, sitting in our house, or not West Bengal, it's like Bihar border almost, Asansol. So I called Dad. I said, Dad, I remember we having this story being discussed at home. He said, yeah, you were like that time 12 years old. How do you remember that? I said, you know how my memory was. So I said, what was it? He said, a particular community that lived amongst us. So I said, what community are we talking about? He said, you don't remember the Armenians? I said, what Armenians? Like he said, you know, your principal, Mrs. Aydinench. I said, yeah, but she's Anglo-Indian. He's like, no, she's not Anglo-Indian. She's, and then you don't remember Aptar Gardens, you don't remember the Evelyn Lodge. I'm like, yeah, of course I remember all of this. But for me, I always thought of them as either Britishers who left back or Anglo-Indians.
Right.
I never thought of them as a separate community because there were a large part of them living amongst us. Half of Asansol, 80% of Asansol, all localities are named after Armenians or built by Armenians or run by Armenians till 80s. So when I look back at my grandmother's cookbook 1932, I see a Jewish pilaf, and now I can, you know, connect those dots. Like why there's a Jewish pilaf in my grandmother's book which is written in 1930s.
Right.
You know. So like that we kept finding dots and we kept connecting dots. We realized these are the first people who brought the tandoor. The tandoor came along with them. It was not a Punjabi invention or not the bhattis who got it. The bread came through lavash, which later on became lavasha in Kashmir and naan in India. So all of this came from Armenian root.
I started when I was 17. I applied for this program at the Oberoi hotels, and I started with the Oberoi Uday Vilas in Udaipur. And from the first day, I was thrown into the kitchen. So it wasn't like a college, it was more of learning on the job. So that's where I started, and there was a kitchen of 30 men. For the first few weeks, I only peeled onions, plucked basil, plucked mint, and did a lot of cleaning. So it was really hard because from my first day onwards, I was working for 12 hours and I wasn't used to it. So we did research on this for around 3 years. And it was a lot of fun because I'm a Punjabi and I've worked in European restaurants and like proper Indian restaurants, but I never knew much about Bengali cuisine. So for me, it was a lot of fun exploring a new city, which is Calcutta, and eating the food there, the street food there, meeting new people, talking to them about the food, and of course having Chef Sabi to guide me about the nuances and the flavors of Bengali cuisine. It was an eye-opener for me because I thought that Bengali food is all about fish and nothing else. But there's so much that I got exposed to when I started researching on this. Plus, Armenian food itself is so delicious. I remember I used to be drooling while researching. Managing a big team is very difficult because there's so many moods and so many temperaments that you have to take care of being a head chef.
We've been prepping for evening session. So the whole kitchen is busy in prepping for the service. Right now he's prepping for this tomato chutney that we make. Kitchen has always been in me. Since like my sisters, they went away from home for further education. So I was left all alone with my mom. So it started all with my mom, from marketing for her to getting all the goods. This is the prep for the lamb kopi that we do. We have mutton boneless, some lamb fat that we put into it. Lamb fat, mostly kidney fat, some chili, some coriander, and then we'll mince it all together. That's where I developed my interest in kitchen, but I didn't realize it till then. I was still like, I didn't realize it till then. It was just after my graduation when I was clueless. That's when my brother hinted, like looking at how I was at home, that I should do a culinary course. I am very hyperactive. Like I can't stay still. Like even when I'm talking to you, my body is moving, my leg is moving, my hands are moving. So kitchen was the only place which could meet my demands, like and which got me tired in the end. Like because I can't expect myself sitting and working or doing an office job. I used to watch a lot of travel shows, cook shows on TV, and I still remember the first chef I remember on TV was Yen Can Cook. You remember?